In today's One Piece theory, we explain what Zunesha's crime was and how it relates to Joy Boy and his broken promise to the Fishman to one day take them on the great ship Noah to the land where the sun shines. If this theory is true, it means that one day Zunesha, together with Luffy and Momonosuke, will fulfill Joy Boy's promise to the Fishman by destroying the reverse mountain and with it the red line, which will also fulfill the prophecy that Luffy will destroy Fishman Island. Did Zunesha fail to fulfill Joy Boy's plan 800 years ago because she was just too small and weak back then? Which is why she blames herself now? Is that why she has imposed the punishment on herself to walk until she meets Joy Boy again one day, so that she can then finally complete her task? Also, only small percentage of the people who watch our videos are actually subscribed, so if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. Please enjoy this video, let's go! You probably noticed that I just assumed Zunesha's gender. Please don't take offense, I just have the feeling that this is a female. I mean, look at this. Please don't make me show you pictures of male elephants, nobody here wants to see that.
We don't care.
Anyways, it was revealed that Zunesha and Joy Boy were nakamas, meaning friends. It could be that Joy Boy was something of a pirate back then and Zunesha was part of his crew, or they were just friends like Luffy and Shirahoshi, for example, who swore her loyalty to him despite not being part of his crew. So to understand Zunesha's crime and punishment, we have to look at everything we know about Zunesha, and all we know is basically that Zunesha is being punished to walk for all eternity until something specific happens, and also her relationship with Joy Boy. Those are pretty much the main things that could point to her crime and punishment. So if we look at these two things together, we could conclude that these two things could be related. So that Zunesha's crime and her punishment must have something to do with Joy Boy. Either Joy Boy himself punished Zunesha, or Zunesha punished herself because she failed Joy Boy. And the only thing we know about Joy Boy that he failed to do 800 years ago is to keep his promise to the Fishman to bring them to the surface with the help of Noah and give them a peaceful life. So let's start with the question of whether Joy Boy could have punished Zunesha. To do this, we need to understand who Joy Boy is. First of all, Joy Boy is a very important person from the Void Century and the Great Ancient Kingdom. He helped create and place the poneglyphs around the Grand Line, and he is also most likely the one who left the One Piece treasure on the last island, Laugh Tale. In addition, Joy Boy also seems to be something similar to the title of the new generation Pirate King, almost like it's an equivalent. What I mean by that is, whoever Joy Boy is in the present time will also be the Pirate King. Or rather, whoever Joy Boy is will find the One Piece, or maybe even only Joy Boy can find the One Piece. This means that there is something about Joy Boy that others do not have, that enables that person to find the One Piece, which is why we naturally believe that Luffy is Joy Boy, and that is also the reason why Kaido believes he is Joy Boy, or at least he used to believe that. Now he's not so sure anymore. We have already come up with a very good theory on this subject. I have put the link to this video in the comments, be sure to check it out after you finish this theory here. But anyway, Joy Boy seems like a title or reincarnation, almost as if there were multiple Joy Boys throughout the history of One Piece. At one point, even Whitebeard made it seem like he realized that Luffy could be the one to be called Joy Boy. This can be assumed because he has ordered his crew to protect Luffy with all costs, even after Ace died. Obviously, Shanks believes that Luffy is Joy Boy, as well as most likely Dragon, who has been proven to protect Luffy throughout the story of One Piece. So there's a lot to suggest that Joy Boy is more than just a person from the Void Century, but rather the phenomenon of a person who reappears in One Piece over the course of the story, with either the will, the power, or something else of Joy Boy manifesting in that particular person. And many of these characters I've listed make it seem like Luffy is the one. Now think about it. If someone like Joy Boy had the audacity to punish an animal like Zunesha, what reaction will that have on us fans? us. Even though we don't have any more information about Joy Boy, he already seemed like a hero to us, with a kind heart and full of joy. Someone who even made Roger laugh after chasing him all over the Grand Line on his treasure hunt. And now remember that Joy Boy is supposed to be a character that keeps appearing throughout the story of One Piece, and has recently been assumed to be Luffy, although this has not yet been confirmed. But it is obvious that Luffy could have some of Joy Boy's characteristics, such as Luffy's constant joy, which is most likely the reason why Joy Boy got his nickname. A person who is so cheerful, almost like a boy who perceives the cruel world with joy. A Joy Boy, just like Luffy. I think you understand where I'm going with this. Someone like Joy Boy could not possibly have given Zunesha such a cruel punishment. If we now say that Luffy is something like the reincarnation of Joy Boy, not literally, but whatever makes him Joy Boy, then we have to assume that Joy Boy was like Luffy and Luffy is now like Joy Boy. So in general, whatever Luffy would not have done because of his ideology and view of the world and his friends, most likely Joy Boy will not have done either. And I think there are very few ways that Luffy could punish someone to the point where that person has to walk for 1,000 years. That's just not like him. So it's also hard to believe that Joy Boy could have punished Zunesha. And since we know nothing else about Zunesha, we can only assume at this point that Zunesha simply punished herself. But before my partner Yami continues with this One Piece theory, please take a moment to leave a like. With your support, we can continue the One Piece content on this channel. Thank you.
If we are now looking for a reason why she might have punished herself, it must be something she failed to do in the past. Even though there is a talk of a crime that Zunesha apparently should have committed. A crime could certainly be simply an exaggeration by Zunesha herself due to her own disappointment in her failure. But what could she have failed to do? Again, with this information we have so far in One Piece, we can only look at things related to Joy Boy, and the only thing Joy Boy failed to do, which could be linked to the failure of Zunesha, is to keep his promise to the fishmen to bring them to the surface one day with the help of Noah. So in this case, what Zunesha should have done would have been the prerequisite for the fishmen to use Noah to get to land. And if we now believe that Luffy is really Joy Boy, then the prophecy of Luffy destroying Fishman Island must have something to do with Joy Boy's promise to the fishmen. But the only thing Luffy could destroy for a reason is the Reverse Mountain, which is part of the Grand Line on which the world government rules and divides all the seas into 4 parts, making coexistence impossible. By destroying the Reverse Mountain and thus part of the Grand Line, the government would no longer be able to divide and conquer the 4 seas, so that they would then become one piece, creating the All Blue. The fishmen would then no longer have to hide, or could no longer hide anyway, since the destruction of the Reverse Mountain is unstoppable and would certainly also destroy the Fishman Island, which would force them to use the Noah to get to the surface. But since the destruction of the world government would bring the dawn upon the world, creating a new era of peace, the fishmen could even live on the surface. If we look at all this together, we can assume that Luffy will manage to do what Joy Boy did not, and that is to destroy the Grand Line, which could therefore be the prerequisite for the fishmen to be able to use the Noah to get to the surface. So why didn't Joy Boy manage to destroy the Reverse Mountain? And this is where Zunesha comes in. What if Zunesha was the one who was supposed to destroy the Reverse Mountain but failed to do so? Which is why Joy Boy couldn't fulfill his promise and Zunesha punished herself for her failure. She decided to walk until Joy Boy reappeared, and in the meantime grow big and strong so that one day she could finish a task. Of course now, there is also a world government on the Grand Line, so things are a little more complicated than they were 800 years ago. If this theory is true and Luffy is also Joy Boy, then it means that Joy Boy cannot be the one who ordered Zunesha in the past and therefore cannot be the one who punished her. Just as Luffy cannot give Zunesha orders, Joy Boy must have had someone loyal to him who had the ability to command Zunesha, just as Luffy who has Momonosuke who can command her. This is very similar to the relationship between Luffy and Shirahoshi. Although Luffy can hear the Sea Kings, he cannot give them orders. Only Shirahoshi has this ability, but Shirahoshi has sworn her loyalty to Luffy. This makes Luffy the one who can control Poseidon, and Poseidon can control the Sea Kings. This makes it almost obvious that Momonosuke must be the ancient weapon Uranus, if we assume Pluton is a ship, and so Zunesha is to Momonosuke what the Sea Kings are to Shirahoshi, which is why Luffy cannot control Zunesha directly, but because Momonosuke is loyal to Luffy, Luffy has control over Uranus and therefore control over Zunesha. Now, if you wonder why Shirahoshi can control so many Sea Kings but Momonosuke can only control one giant elephant, then it could be that Zunesha is the last remaining species of her kind, because Oda has already confirmed that Zunesha is a special kind of elephant, not just a normal elephant. It could be that there were several elephants of this species in the past, but they all died out, and Zunesha is now the only one left. So that's it for today, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to smash the like button, and if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe with the notification bell turned on. See you guys in the next video. Yummy out.